All right, so let's talk a little bit about our soul. Our soul is the consciousness and awareness of God. Let's talk about how our soul, how the consciousness of God communicates with us. Because the reason is that a lot of people think that God has left the station, God has left the building, God is on the other side of the universe and forgot about us. That everything that we do and everything that happens to us is coincidental, right? That because there is no God here anymore, we're at the will and the mercy of life. Not everybody thinks that way, but I've been having conversations with a lot of people who, they want to see it a little bit differently, that they're not sure what they believe in anymore. But I told them that I believe that God is still in the station. And the station is our beautiful bodies. Our soul speaks the language of feelings. Our soul speaks the language of love. Our soul speaks the language of emotions. And are we tuned in? Are we turned on? Have we turned the radio or the communication radio on? And have we turned the volume up so that we can hear? Because if you can hear a conversation with your soul, or the conversation that the soul is having with you, that's a better way to put it, then you can have a conversation with your soul. You can have a conversation with God. You can know that you know that you know that you know that God is in the building. They have not left us. And life does not coincidentally happen to you. We are responsible through our feelings, which is verbiage to the universe, of everything that happens in our life from the time we are born. And you go, well, babies don't want bad things to happen to them. You're absolutely right. But children and babies their will is at the will of their parents. What their parents are thinking, what their parents are saying. It is believed that humans follow two paths. The path of fear and the path of love. And I said fear first because as humans existing on this planet, for as long as humans have existed on this planet, we have been chasing fear or allowing fear to chase us for pure survival. But see, the consciousness of God is pure love. That's where our souls came from. And for a moment in time, when our souls first entered our bodies, they forgot. But that was only to allow the choice of free will to initiate. And when we are choosing our paths, we are choosing our paths based on fear or love. If you're choosing fear, your soul doesn't chime in. If you're choosing love, all of a sudden, the soul goes, aha, I remember why I came. I came to have a beautiful human experience in this beautiful body that I chose. Now, there are books upon books upon books that state this fact and state it a different way. This is the way my soul explained it to me after reading and listening to podcasts or whatever. See, we can hear what other people say, but you don't necessarily take it verbatim. Your soul helps you learn it, helps you initiate it. If something doesn't sound right to you, your soul is helping you discern it, and discern it from love. And when we become woke, as they say, to our awareness, to the fact that we are awareness, we are consciousness, that is what God gave us as part of themselves. When they said, let us make them in our image, they're making gods in physical form. And where in some religions that's blasphemy, it's not to God. And our feelings are how we communicate with our soul. And our soul is pure consciousness of God, pure awareness. And when your soul wakes up, it wakes up. See, with children, the soul wakes up immediately because most of the time they're loving it. They're creative. They're inventive. They have a conversation with God continuously until they get to the point where they're told to stop, or they're told it doesn't work that way, or they're told that they have to go through man to prove themselves to God worthy, whether Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, or whatever. Religion tells us how we should prove ourselves to God because God is seeing us as sin. But God is pure consciousness in a physical body, and God does not see him, her, or their selves as sinful. So they are having a conversation with us. Are we listening? They're having a conversation through our feelings and our emotions. When you have a good feeling about something you want to do or something you want to be or something you want to have, and it feels that good, then all of a sudden it turns into verbiage that you shout off to the universe. And the universe, God, says, yes, yes, yes. Your wish is my command. And then your soul that surrounds you, that's within you, puts you in an allowing moment at the same place that the manifestation is and says, listen, you're here. And you receive. Your soul is always speaking to you. It's always communicating with you. Feelings are not the only way your soul communicates. Feelings are just one of many. Your soul communicates through thoughts. Your soul communicates through emotions. Thoughts of love, emotions of love. And you go, well, what about those negative feelings that I have? What about stress and envy and malice? Well, those are not byproducts of love. They're byproducts of lack of love. And as soon as you turn the thought around to a product of love, the conversation continues. But your soul will always let you know. It doesn't leave you when you have a negative emotion. It lets you know how far you've gotten away from that positive emotion of love. The more you feel anxiety or the more you feel stress and the deeper it gets, the farther away from the conversational love of your soul you've gotten. But that's what free will is all about. Free will gives you the choices to make so that you get back to the conversation of love, the conversation of joy, the conversation of peace, the conversation of longevity. God has not left the station, has not left the building, has not left the earth, has not left this universe. God is having a physical human experience with you. And the language that God speaks is love. Through your feelings, through your emotions. And through those feelings and through those emotions and through your thoughts, God is helping you to create. God didn't stop the creation. God didn't say, oh, I'm done. I've created people, I'm done. I've created all the animals, I'm done. I've created. He didn't rest on the seventh day. He still kept creating through us. See, for so long we have been taught, and it doesn't matter what religion. I'm not picking on one. We're just taught that we're sinners and we have something to prove to God. We have to clean ourselves up. We have to fit in whatever box that God decided he, she, they wanted to put us in. But God didn't put us in a box. God gave us free will. God is along for our journey. God said, let us create and give them our image. Let us create and give them our image. And it's not your hands. It's not your arms. It's not this body. It's consciousness and awareness. And God speaks to us through feelings and emotions based on consciousness and awareness of love. We've lived this whole life on this planet of existence based in fear. Fear first for our survival, and then fear based on humans who decided that in order to keep other humans in check, we need to feed them fear. And the first thing they fed us was to fear God. God does not fear himself. God does not fear herself. God does not fear themselves. They made us in their image, pure consciousness, pure love, pure joy, pure longevity, pure energy, pure light in a physical body. How powerful and magnificent is that? And then we get to talk and have a conversation through our feelings with our soul that is pure awareness. Right? So each of our souls is a master. Yes? Within us. Right? For all of life to exist as a tool in our creation, for all of life, for each one of us to exist as a tool of creation, we have to be in a continuous conversation with our universal Mother, Father, God. And God made that happen. He said, I'm going to be a part of them. I'm going to go along on this journey. And I'm going to give them a free will, because then they get to make choices. What they want to see and feel and do. I'm going to make this world duality so that they would have the choices to see and feel and do and be. And I'm not fearing that. God said, I'm not fearing that. That's not part of my existence. I love them and I will not judge them. They will make choices and they will move along their path, and we will be there to bear witness. God is seeking self in us and having a conversation with us while they're doing it. Right? Yes. Yes. I hear my inner spirit say, tell them that they are truly loved, no matter what decision they make. Because you get to make a different decision if it doesn't feel good. That's where your feelings come in. If it doesn't feel good to you, then change it. And if you want to chime in with your soul, ask if it's for your greater good when you're having a thought. So I'm going to leave you with this. Have a thought. Base it on your feelings. If it feels good to you, go for it. If it doesn't feel so great, ask if it's for your greater good. And then make a different choice. Bear witness and hear your soul speaking to you and have a conversation. And enjoy it. Have a great day.